So in this lecture, we are going to study about the continuity equation and relaxation time. So this topic is basically related to current, current density, charge and charge density. And if this charge density or the charge is inside a volume, and if this charge is decreasing or changing, then how is it going to affect the current or current density that is coming out or going inside that particular volume? So this continuity equation is going to relate these two quantities, which is current and charge, right? So if you consider a particular volume, this is basically a volume inside which there is a charge q in, right? And suppose this charge is decreasing with time. So if in this volume the charge is decreasing, it has to go somewhere out because of the conservation of charge, principle of conservation of charge. The principle of conservation of charge says that in any particular volume, the total charge which is decreasing should go in the form of current from outside that particular volume. So suppose this is a volume whose surface is S. So current will be moving outside in all the directions from this volume, right? So let me call the surface charge density as J, which is going outside the from the surface of this particular volume V, right? So you can say that the total current which is coming out, I can say it as I out, must be the surface, closed surface integral, because this is a volume and the surface will be closed across a volume. So I out should be equal to the closed surface integral of this current density J with respect to this surface S, right? And this I out which is going out must be equal to the rate of change of this charge which is decreasing inside this volume Q in. So this is what it is written here. The I out is equal to the closed surface integral of J will be equal to rate of decrease in current because of the current, rate of decrease in charge. Because of the charge will decrease, only then the current will go outside. And what will happen if the charge is increasing? Charge increasing means the current is actually coming inside. So the opposite is happening here. Now, considering this particular term, which is closed surface integral of J, if you apply the Gauss divergence theorem, you can replace this closed surface integral with the volume integral with a condition that this J is replaced with the divergence of J. You already know this. This is a very important theorem. And you can also write this Q in. Suppose there was a volume charge density rho v inside it. So if you take integral of rho v in this volume v, this will nothing but will be equal to q in, right? So in place of q in, you can write the volume integral of rho v dv. Clear? So this is what I have written here, and replaced this with this and replace this term with this. So if you replace these terms, you will get volume integral of divergence of J will be equal to volume integral of this rho v del rho v upon del t with the minus sign. So if you cut these integrals from both the sides, because both are volume integral, you will finally get divergence of J is equal to the rate of decrease of volume charge density. So del dot J is equal to minus del rho v by del t. This is a very important term which is called the continuity of current equation. So divergence of J means the vector or the flux of J which is diverging out of a particular volume will be equal to the rate of decrease of volume charge density inside that particular volume. Now, if you consider a particular volume, let me take it as a cylindrical volume, like this is a cylindrical volume in which there is some current is entering and that much current is exiting also. So I is entering and I is getting out. And initially there was a volume charge density rho v inside it and total charge was q in inside it. So can you tell me if this q in or rho v will change with respect to time or not? If the total amount of current which is entering and the total amount of current which is exiting from this volume is same, so it is going to remain the same. because the total charge which is entering with time and total charge which is going out with the time is exactly the same. So this particular condition is called steady currents. So from a volume, if the current is steadily entering and exiting the same amount, then the rate of change of charge or the charge density is going to remain the same. So you already know from the continuity equation that del dot J is equal to minus del rho v upon del t. And since del rho v upon del t is 0, which means del dot J is also going to be 0. So divergence of current density is going to be 0. So this is the basic foundation for the writing of the Kirchhoff's current law. So you must have studied KCL in your network theory. So from here, your KCL comes out. Now, after we have found the relationship between the current density J and the volume charge density rho v, let us try to find a time varying equation of this rho v so that we can define how the charge density behaves in different kind of medium. So from the Ohm's law, you know that this is the first Ohm's law, which relates electric field with the charge density and is given by J is equal to sigma E. Sigma is the conductivity of any particular material, and you also know from the Gauss law that del dot D is equal to rho v. So you already know that D is equal to epsilon naught E. So you can also write this equation as del dot E is equal to rho v upon epsilon naught. So this is what here written as. So for epsilon naught you will be using for air or free space. Epsilon you will be using for any medium. So basically this permittivity epsilon is epsilon naught into epsilon r. Epsilon r is the relative permittivity. So it varies for different mediums. So I have written it here. Now what I have done is, since sigma and epsilon are constant, I have multiplied sigma in both the sides of this equation. So we will get del dot sigma E is equal to sigma rho v upon epsilon, right? And you know what sigma E is? Sigma E is from the continuity equation. Sorry, from the Ohm's law, sigma E is nothing but J. So this quantity is J. So you know that del dot J from this equation uh, is equal to sigma rho v upon epsilon, but also from the continuity equation, it is minus del rho v upon del t. So now I will be taking this part, and this part looks like the differential equation of rho v with respect to time. So I have rearranged it and took it into this form. And if you solve the differential equation for this particular differential equation, which is del rho v upon del t plus sigma rho v upon epsilon is equal to 0. If you solve it, and you already know from the mathematics that how you solve a differential equation, you will get a relationship like this. Here, for any differential equation, rho v is equal to rho v naught, which is where rho v naught is the constant, into e to the power minus t upon tau. Tau was the time constant, you remember from the differential equations. So here in from this equation, we get this time constant tau as epsilon upon sigma. And this tau is also called relaxation or rearrangement time. Why do we call it a relaxation or rearrangement time? We will see. Right. So finally you get this equation, and if you put the value of TR, which is epsilon upon sigma, you will get rho v is equal to rho v naught e to the power minus sigma t upon epsilon. Right. So this is what we got after solving the previous equations, which is the time relationship of volume charge density. And it is dependent on what things? It is dependent on the initial charge value. It is dependent on the conductivity of the medium and the permittivity of the medium. So this sigma value is the conductivity, which depends on the type of material you are using. For good conductors or very good conductors of electricity, this sigma value is very, very high, very, very high than some number. And for very good dielectrics, which are basically very good insulator, the sigma value is very, very less than 1, right? So what we are going to see, that if we put a charge inside a particular good conductor and then inside a particular very good dielectric, how is the volume charge density is going to change with time. So if you want to draw the plot of this equation, how does it look? You must have drawn these plots from your mathematics, that this is a simple exponential equation and we have to plot rho v with time. So at time t is equal to 0, this is the 0 time, definitely this whole thing is going to be 0. So initially it will be rho v naught. Let me draw it a little further. At time t step 0, this rho v value is going to be the rho v naught. And when you increase the time, this is going to be, this whole thing is going to be decreasing with exponentially decreasing with time. So the plot will be like this, right? E to the power minus sigma t upon epsilon. So can you tell me what will happen if this sigma value is very high? For good conductors, the sigma value is very high. So what will happen? Let me change the color first. So if your sigma value is very, very high, this quantity is going to decay very fast. You can just put some values and you can find out that if this sigma value is very, very high, suppose it is sigma is 1000. So what will happen is your equation will become e to the power minus 1000 t upon epsilon. So for every 1 second, this e to the power minus 1000 t is going to be decreasing with 1000 times, right? So in that case, this graph will be like this. It will be immediately decreasing. For very good conductors, this exponential curve will be decreasing very fast. So it will immediately come down to 0. For very good dielectric, what is going to happen? For sigma very, very less than 1, definitely the opposite is going to happen, and the charge density will not decrease for very long amount of time. So this is how we can say that for good for very good conductors, if you put a charge inside that particular conductor, it will quickly decay and come out on the surface of that particular material volume. And if you put a charge inside a very good dielectric, it is going to remain there for a very long time, and it will slowly decay and come towards outside the surface. So this is what is given by the continuity equation and the concept of relaxation time. So relaxation time basically represent that at what time this charge is going to decay. So you can see it from this definition that relaxation time is the time which is taken by the charge which is placed inside the interior of a material to drop to 36.8% of this initial value. So how this 36.8% comes? So if you see from this equation, we know that rho v is equal to rho v naught e to the power minus t upon tr. So this is the initial value of your volume charge density. And at time t is equal to tr, which is the relaxation time, if you put it here, this tr will cancel out and it will become rho v naught into e to the power minus 1, which can also be written as rho v naught upon E, which is nothing but 0.368 times rho v naught. So you can say that the this quantity 0.368 rho v naught is basically 36.8% of the initial value rho v naught. So in the way you can define relaxation time as it is the time taken by the charge which is placed inside the a particular material to reach 36.8% of its initial value. And we have already discussed that for very good conductors, this relaxation time is very less. Obviously, this what was the value of this TR? TR was basically epsilon upon sigma. And for very good conductor, this sigma is going to be very high. So your relaxation time is going to be very less. So for example, if you take example of copper, And you know that copper is a very good conductor of electricity. So for copper, the value of sigma is 5.8 into 10 to the power 7. And let us take epsilon r as 1. So you can calculate the relaxation time for copper as this. And what you get 1.53 into 10 to the power minus 19 second. So the relaxation time for copper is very, very less. As soon as you leave a charge inside a copper, it will immediately vanish and come to the surface of this copper, whatever this copper material. So this indicates us that for any good conductor, charge cannot be charge cannot be inside a very good conductor if you leave it inside the very good conductor, and it will immediately come to the surface of that material. So tell me one thing, if inside a particular volume, if charge cannot remain inside, if Q cannot remain inside, can the electric field remain inside? You know from all the studies that we have done in the electrostatics that if there is no charge in inside any particular area, there cannot be electric field. So what happens is, for a perfect conductor, electric fields cannot go inside, and same is the case with magnetic field also, since all the charge will immediately go outside and come on the surface of this particular conductor. So electric field, magnetic field, and charge, all these things cannot remain inside a very good conductor or a perfect conductor. So I hope you understand from this discussion of continuity equation and relaxation time that how the behavior of material affects the movement of charge and movement of current through its volume. Thank you.